hello, my Saber fam. It is I, your boy, Aaron, from Fourzze FX on RepulseCollectibles.com, host of the Usual Suspects Saturday Night live stream, back at you once again. I'm so happy to be here, and with me, as always, is my boy, not my co-host, because my co-host ain't here yet, but I got my boy here, the host of the Usual Suspects halftime show. We got Jedi Knight Jeff.
How are you?
Dude, your beard's looking very colorful.
It is. Especially against a red background.
Yeah, man. Get y'all sexy.
Right?
Oh my gosh. So, I'm going to kick things off here tonight with a bit of a special announcement. Joining the Usual Suspects on a permanent basis, brand new member, not a new member, but a new permanent member, is our boy Ian, the Impressionist guy, now known as the Gray Jedi Paladin. Welcome aboard, my boy. Let's go. And you're not at work, which is fan-freaking-tastic.
First, but I'll take it. I will take it, but I did not miss most ones.
Sporting the Sith Lord Saber shirt tonight. Very nice. And then also the co-host of the Usual Suspects halftime show and excruciatingly good friend, our boy Mike, the Ninja Jedi Order.
Hey guys, what's up?
Mike.
What's going on, guys?
Mike. All right, so Preston from Syndicate will be joining us very, very shortly. We also, our guest for tonight is going to be our boy Braden from Phoenix Saber Fonts. How are you, man?
Hey, doing good.
Hey, what's
Tired,
going
but
on?
overall pretty good.
Boom. All right, so, dude, I'm happy that you were able to join us tonight. Of
Happy to be
course, you know the pre-screen. You know what the deal is. You know what the drill here is. Tonight we're gonna do a bit of a different formula. We're not gonna do two questions. We're only gonna do one. And then we're just more or less going to give you the floor. And you can ask whatever questions you want. And then we're going to get the comments section involved. Speaking of the comments section, why don't we say hello to people who are there? We've got... He's the new guy who's everywhere you want to be. It's Cole. And we got my boy Chris, the real Jakku junk trader, in the house tonight. Fan-freaking-tastic. Y'all be sure to tell your friends, don't tell your friends and relatives. Tell the lightsaber groups, let Instagram know that we are live right now. Let the Reddit group know, let the Discord groups know. We are live here on the Fourzze Effect here on YouTube. Gentlemen, let's go ahead and get started. Once again, Braden, welcome to our happy little Saturday night program of the old guys. Jeff, would you like to start things off?
I'm really excited.
So what was your definitive Star Wars moment that made you go, okay, I'm hooked on this?
I really can't place it. I've been a Star Wars, like my dad was a huge Star Wars fan, like throughout his entire life. And then I, kind of took on that, the hobby. But I think the first time I really remember, like my big Star Wars moment was, I saw The Phantom Menace is the first movie I ever remember seeing in theaters. It was the re-release when they made it in 3D, not like, I didn't see it in 99, I wasn't born then, but they re-released it in 3D, and that's like the first movie I actually remember ever seeing in theaters. So that was kind of like my definitive Star Wars moment, and I mean, I've been a Star Wars fan my whole life. There's not really a definitive moment where it was like, okay, this is something I want to pursue. Like, it's just kind of always been part of my life.
Awesome. That's
Ian, I'm going to throw it to you next.
Favorite definitive moment?
No. Your turn for a question for Braden.
I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Ill prepared.
You gotta try harder than that, Ian.
I'm never here this early. I don't know what I'm doing.
Don't worry. I'll go ahead and take a turn. So I need to know. I'll give you a simple one. Favorite canon Star Wars character from the 9 movies. Favorite canon character. Go. And why?
From the movies, I would 100% say Kenobi.
Nice.
Specifically, I just love, first of all, his whole story of like becoming like the perfect Jedi, not being the most adept with the Force, but his what's the word? Like his will to train and overcome his like natural low midichlorian count and like actual work and train to become one of the most powerful Jedi at the time. So that's one reason, but then also I love him and Maul's rivalry all throughout the Clone Wars. Absolutely love both James Arnold Taylor and Sam Witwer as those characters and seeing their relationship through all 7 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. Well, 5 through 7 at least. Did he do it? But that's what I'd say. Kenobi.
Excellent.
You are my new favorite guest.
I'm going to tell Brian Gomer you said that.
I was gonna say you won points with Jeff.
Yeah, you just gained massive points with me for the Kenobi thing.
So joining the stream here at the very beginning, we got our boy Preston from Syndicate Custom Relics.
How's it going, everybody?
Preston.
What's up, fellas? What's up, Braden? How's it going?
All right, Mike, I'm gonna throw it to you.
All right. I guess I'll go with what would you say as a Jedi, maybe as a Sith, you are a Darth. What would be your go-to lightsaber color? So
Yellow.
You say yellow. Okay.
Like no question about it, yellow.
And why?
It was kind of interesting. Like I really do like the Sith more than the Jedi. But yellow just, I don't know, something about it, like just kind of like that gold feeling. It's like unique enough where it's you can see, like it's unique enough, but then it's also like not too far out there, like pink or anything too crazy, but it's still not blue, green, or red.
Nice, awesome, man. Thanks. That was a quick answer. Cool. Yellow's cool. What else we got?
Ian, you think of one yet?
Not yet. I'm actually the one I was gonna ask, Mike B. That was the one I came up with.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude.
That's a big deal.
Preston.
So you make fonts. What's next, man?
Yikes.
No, I'm saying. I'm saying like, what's
You
next?
make
Like
fonts.
you
Jerks.
make fonts. Like, are you gonna keep doing fonts? Are you gonna branch out from fonts? Do you have anything special planned coming up?
I think the fonts actually is the thing that's special because last year I came into the lightsaber community with the whole COVID wave, and so I actually first started and gained a following, like doing flow arts and spinning sabers, and then as I got better and better sabers, that's when I actually got into fonts. So the fonts is actually the thing that the second part. So that's the thing I'm going to be working on for quite a while. I'm going to start making some free fonts. There's just some few clipping issues I need to work out, but
Right.
I've got some fonts.
So you're saying fonts is the branch out. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Makes sense. Okay. I dig it.
All right, Ian, one more try.
What is your favorite lightsaber hilt? Whether it's real in production or if you've ever just seen it in the comics.
Good question.
Nice.
Cow Cactus. I love his shroud.
Mike.
I knew it.
Mike said,
I'm always going to say.
I knew he was going to say that.
Always.
Oh, I didn't mean to turn that
Oh,
on.
it's running the mind.
So all this thing's loaded.
Gesture controls. I didn't mean to do it.
There goes the ceiling.
that's why buttons are our friend.
Have you seen that one video on YouTube where that guy's like making fun of lightsabers and he like looks down it and like pokes himself in the eye with it?
No, I haven't seen.
You're a
Those
French
videos
like-
are funny.
Yeah, it's like a funny, whatever kind of video.
There's actually a couple of them that are circulating around on TikTok where they're like looking in the lightsaber, and one's an Imperial officer, and he's looking in the end of the lightsaber, and then they show a view from the wall, and the blade comes out, and then it slowly slides down the wall to the floor.
Yeah, that was a trend on TikTok for Star Wars TikTok for a while. Those are funny.
Glad there's a better trend than the crap I keep hearing about on TikTok. Good lord, it's always something. I think the last trend I heard about was wreck something in your school or something like that.
Yeah, the devious licks.
Or no. I heard it on the radio yesterday. I was delivering something for work, and the latest one was at least here in the Orlando area, it was slap a teacher. Does that sound about right?
Oh,
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
That's impressive.
it's the slap your teacher challenge. It's got to be a middle school thing because
Oh, definitely.
Slap the teacher challenge.
slap your teacher.
Yeah.
Mike's looking it up.
I mean, man,
he wasn't.
I don't know about teachers nowadays, but man, teachers back in my days, they would. Man,
They would
you almost
Yo,
smack
they'll-
one of them
I
teachers.
was gonna
bro.
say they'll throw
President, they
hands
would
with you
qualify.
My
every
math teacher.
time.
Look, I was, I was a teenager in 8th grade. I can't remember exactly what age, but my math teacher still had a paddle in his closet. He would get it out, and he's like, "Look, man." He's like, "If anybody gets real crazy in here and y'all start like trying to fight," he's like, "I have a paddle in here, and I will start swinging it like a croquet." He was like, "I'll come swinging, and I don't care."
Yo.
So, yeah.
Wow.
I'm immediately reminded of one of the old guys from The Simpsons.
That's what
Get
he was real. He was old. He had like white hair and everything.
Dude, get your phone up. It's paddling. Use TikTok. It's paddling. Got Ian over there.
man.
That's paladin.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not wrong.
Oh
That's
God.
great. That's great.
So what I want to do is I want to give the folks over here in the comments section. Speaking of the comments section, Cole, Chris, Liam, you know what to do.
I think he already did it.
Oh yeah, he knows what to do.
I
He knows what's
already
up.
told him to call his mom that she's worried.
I wish
Wow.
I could view these at the same time.
If he's watching our live stream, she better be worried. No, so I want to go ahead and give the comments section an opportunity to ask Braden any question that they want pertaining to Star Wars, pertaining to personality, pertaining to fonts that he creates, anything like that. Now, if you don't mind, Braden, if you can go into the private chat and just put a link to your Etsy store, I can list that. I can list that on a banner for you, so people will know where to find you. You'll have to forgive me for not being prepared because I just came off of 6 straight nights on call.
No worries.
Oofa. Let's see. We have. Oh, we have Millie.
Yes, that is my girlfriend.
Aww. All right, we're not gonna. Embarrassment over in 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Showing
Cole,
support.
I'm glad lightsaber people finally started following me on TikTok. FYP was just, which is before that. Hey, Cole, I think I have approximately 14 followers on TikTok. Nobody shares my stuff. It's kind of sad.
I'm gonna have to follow.
Why is Aaron? Why is Aaron so good looking? I don't know. He's not here yet, so I don't know why.
Preston,
It's like, this is
Preston and I just
A-Ron.
joined. Preston and I just joined TikTok and I started following Cole, and I'm gonna start sharing some of your stuff. I went through and liked every one of your videos, Fourzze.
Aw. Okay, I
Yep.
now have 15 followers.
You got me too. I just
Okay,
wanted to-
16 followers.
And you can add a future 17. up there.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead.
I'm checking if I follow you right now. I think I do.
I think we have some younglings.
All right. So let me
We
get
have
in here.
Padawans.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean that way.
So for anybody,
Put your youngling slayers away.
for anybody in the comments section, this is the Etsy
All right,
store right
let's
here
see.
where you can find Phoenix Saber Fonts. He does sell independently. He's not part of a group. He's not part of anything like Repulse or Saber Font anything. He is independent, which is pretty darn cool because whether you're independent or part of a group, it doesn't matter. Always support your font makers. Very, very important.
100%.
And I got to throw some respect and good vibes toward our last guest, Daniel, because he posted recently concerning supporting font makers. Don't share work, especially when it pertains to installers. Super important. If you've got a customer and that customer provides proof that they have purchased a font, by all means, put the font on the Saber. But there's been an ever-growing trend lately of Sabers being sold secondhand, or particular installers. And I'm not calling anybody out, but there have been some cases where Sabers have been sold loaded to the T with fonts, hundreds of fonts, and creators need to get their due credit and due diligence. And Mrs. Jeff, bam. I'm poking her right in the ear. So make sure everybody, make sure you support your font makers. Get over here to this Etsy store. Support this young guy right here.
I had a friend buy, I think it was a Skinny Flex, and it came with I think it was just over 20 fonts that he did not have before.
Really?
And it was a combination from a ton of different sellers, but there's a lot of people buying them secondhand and get a ton of free fonts.
Yep. So we have our first comment section question of the night from our boy Cole. He says, Braden, if you had one force power, what would you want it to be?
This one's a tricky one because there's so many cool ones out there. I think just barely in first place would be Force Lightning. That just always seems the coolest. But there's tons of different force powers that are awesome.
Do it.
Too bad Link's not here.
Oh, goodness. Actually, yes, he is.
In the comments.
I take it back.
He's in the comments.
What's up, dude?
And Isaac is in our house tonight. One of these days, we're going to get this dude up on this screen. It's going to happen. We're gonna make it happen. Oh, Liam. Gonna be honest,
We
never
need to
heard
get
of him,
Isaac
but
in
I'll
here.
definitely check him out now. So, Liam's on his way to your store, my dude.
Hey, thank you very much.
There you go. That's how it happens, man. Exposure.
Okay,
you
next
check
question
the-
from the comments section. My bad. Next question from the comments section. Do you have any hobbies outside of Star Wars? That's a good question.
Yeah.
Recently less, but I love gaming. But ever since I started school again, I dropped a lot of hobbies. I've played football most of my life, but I actually had to give that up just because I wanted to start working and making money. But still love this sport, just don't play it anymore. Mostly Star Wars. I'm into theater as well, but I've also started now integrating components of Star Wars into that because, as I mentioned, I started with lightsaber spinning. That's how I got into the hobby. And the choreographer for the musical that we're doing is asked me to choreograph some of the we're gonna have some staff scenes because our school is doing Tarzan right now, and during trashing the camp, we're gonna dismantle a tent and then take those poles and spin them around. And so the choreographer wanted me to actually choreograph some of that. But,
Very nice.
look at-
Now, what were you going to say before I rudely cut you off? I'm so sorry.
It's totally okay. If you check the private chat, I just dropped a link to Dark Wolf's site. and that I actually have one of my the font I created for him is available for free at that link that I just put in the private chat.
Okay, so for everybody looking at the screen in the comments section, go ahead and take a look at this link right here. Go ahead and put that into your browsers and go check that out. Really nice. Kind of reminds me of when some of us were able to do something for Golden Harvest back when Link and I and a couple other guys. I think who was it? Link, myself. I want to say it was Juan Sith, who were able to drop some stuff on Saber Tech, which was pretty neat. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, definitely go over to Dark Wolf Sabers, check out exclusive font by Phoenix Saber Fonts.
Free.
Always excellent. Put that in your browsers.
It's a pretty long link. I didn't realize until I actually pasted it.
Dude,
Actually,
don't
it's
even worry
clickable
about
in our chat.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna keep that on the screen. So, let's see. Max says he's still busy. Wanted to stop by and say hello and question, what was your favorite episode of Visions? Which is funny because that's what we were gonna attack at the 10 o'clock hour.
Episode 1 is my favorite. It's
The duel.
definitely not everyone's favorite. Everyone loved it, but I think that one's my favorite. I loved, as a font maker, I'm now appreciating like sounds, and the sound design in that episode was so good.
I'm gonna ruin some magic for you. Okay, you ready?
Uh-oh.
That episode, amidst probably 8 of the others, is nothing more than regurgitated sequel trilogy and Fallen Order sounds. That's
Really?
all it was.
A
Yes.
little bit of prequel too.
And a little bit of prequel stuff. That's all it was. There was nothing new in that episode. Nothing. Which is why I didn't make a font out of it. There was no point. It's all regurgitated sounds.
I need to go back and watch the sequels again because I did not catch that.
A lot of the dark side used... God, I wanted to wait till 10. I'm going to say this once, then I'm going to drop it. A lot of the dark side stuff in Visions, if you really pay attention, a lot of it, especially in their hums, it's a bunch of Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
A lot of it is Kylo Ren. They love using that sound. But yeah, very, very, very regurgitated. Fallen Order, sequel trilogy, a little bit of prequel trilogy sounds, nothing more. That's it.
Hey.
I know. Sorry. Magic ruined. Let's see. Uh-oh. I have a question from a special somebody here. She says, what characters from Star Wars should we be for Halloween?
We're doing it. It's a good question.
That's all.
I need to find that out too.
Thank you.
Hey, we could shoot her the link. We can get her on the show, and she can tell us all kinds
Oh,
of.
please no. Oh, please no. That would not end well for anyone. I'm gonna say either Kylo or Rey or Anakin and Padme.
Very cool. Good answer. Well done.
Cole.
Cole.
I love
And Link jumps in and says, Village Bride Yellow Blade Katana is Rey Skywalker sounds 100%. Again, more sequel trilogy. Cole. Preston's little herd of Grogu gremlins in the background makes me so happy. Isaac is not crazy. He thought he was hearing Kylo, and he was right. And Chris says he's going to be Jabba the Hutt. Oh, shooter.
That would be a tricky cosplay.
I thought Chris would want to be a Jawa because he's all about Utini.
Oh, man.
That's great.
I do have hey, once we hit the 10 o'clock hour, we'll get Ark in here, and then I got to ask you guys a question because Brandon and I were talking about it. I thought it'd be something cool, but we got a couple of weeks. But yeah, 10 o'clock, we'll talk about something. Are there any other questions from the comments section for our boy Braden here? We are at 9:25. We still got a good 35 minutes. Let's see. Link. At least Fallen Order gave us unique sounds for every saber color. Amen to that.
That's one of
Right.
the reasons I
Into
really love the
that.
game. I could
That was awesome.
switch the
So-
color and have
s-
a different feel.
So, Braden, do you have any questions for us, or do you want to kind of take the podium and talk to the comment section and talk to the folks watching their phones and TVs and like 100-inch TVs? Johnny Collado, I'm looking at you.
I really want to hear how all the font makers here got into actual font making.
Preston?
Of course. My venture into font making just came from a specific font I wanted to make, which was my Superman font, and nobody had one offered anywhere on any site, even an old one or anything. And so I was like, well, maybe I'll, try my hand at it. And I did like a few Google searches about how to make a lightsaber sound font. I found like a 4 or 5 year old Reddit post, and that led me to Audacity. And then from there, I just started grabbing sounds and put them in Audacity, and then making them into the specific requirement, wave formatted and stuff like that for sabers.
Do you still use Audacity to this day?
Sometimes. It's hard. Sometimes I use Audacity. I still use it a lot when just like if because when you lay multiple tracks, you still kind of need to export it and make it. So I sometimes use Audacity to do all that and compress everything down into one track. But I'm trying to branch off from using Audacity, and I actually just spent some money on another program trying to branch off of that. So
I use Audacity just because high school.
it's
students
and it's good. It's what I've used for the last almost year. Since pretty much I've been making fonts, I just now recently started branching out into another program.
Can I ask what you used for? I believe it was Ancient Integration.
Mhm.
Did you use Audacity for that?
Yep. I want to say I created the hum in the program I use now, though. It was the free edition of the program I use now. But I'm pretty sure that I created the hum there, and maybe the smooth swings. Man, that font's been a minute ago. But yeah, I think I used a lot of Audacity still for that font. Yes.
Okay.
Now, a lot of us don't know this, but our boy right here has actually made a font, and why don't we hear his story?
My story. Right. So the only one that I kind of released, it's one that I arranged. I want to say I don't know if I really quite made it, but worked on it a little bit. So when the Ahsoka episode came out from Mandalorian, I kind of put together. I took a lot of sounds from the episode, so all the quotes, ignitions, retractions, the force power, some of the blasts. I took all that, but then I needed sort of like a bass hum. It wasn't that long with the hum there, like I tried, but it wasn't that good, and it was my first time. So I took the one from the Galaxy's Edge, the white saber. It was released online, so I used that to kind of like use the hum, some swings, some smooth swings. That's about it, really. But it came out as a nice one. But I released it free because it was a lot of stuff that was available online already, and I didn't want to charge for something that wasn't really, and I was just kind of messing around.
Yeah, that's awesome. I actually think you made font.
I got it all queued up, actually.
You want to demo it, man? Oh, you got the song? Yeah, I got the best star hits right from the episode.
Some really solid work.
I literally rushed that one out a couple of days after the episode.
That's really well done, especially for I'm sure the amount of music in the background that isolating those sounds must have been difficult.
Yeah, that was definitely an Audacity project. I don't have experience with anything else yet, but we'll see. I'm still working on something right now, actually. But
That's awesome. Do you have a download link for the font?
I have just the video that's on my page on my YouTube.
Yeah, I'd love to get that on my Saber.
Yeah,
I think
I'll
the
put a
link
to
is
it.
on your YouTube page, isn't it, Mike?
Yeah, but I'll put a link in the private chat also.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've been waiting to try to update that one actually recently, but we'll see.
So Link jumps in, and he says Audacity and Goldwave for 10 years. In there killing it. That's our veteran right there. And there is Jeremy from Moon's Custom
Jeremy.
Armory.
Hey.
I'll be on
What's
for a
up,
little
House?
bit until I get called away, of course.
Nice.
Other
Forged by
guys.
Light has joined us. He says, somebody make a Voltron font. Form Blazing Sword. Forged, I have actually been doing some retro stuff off and on lately. That is actually a very good idea, and I'd look into that. Isaac says he loves Voltron. AJ Ryan jumps in the house tonight. First time he's hopped in here from hearing about it from Braden. Thank you, dude.
That is
so
the guy
let's
who
say hi
made
to
the blade style for my seismic charge.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
but he's the
awesome.
one who did all the work for that.
AJ, badass, bro. Good stuff. Max calling some good vibes. And Isaac is right. This is some craziness. All right. So my story is kind of boring, but I'll give it to you. So with me back in 2015, my buddy Matt and I, we purchased our first Ultra Sabers thinking we were the hot stuff, man. It was just going to be the best sabers ever. We got them, and the fonts that were on there, I mean, given 2015, and it's like Obsidian version 2, you could imagine. I wasn't. I mean, it was a great saber. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. But I downloaded Audacity because they were dealing with some weird files I've never messed with before, and I built my own font that was like a mix between an Obi and an Annie. After my Ultra Saber Forge days were over, I got into Saberland to learn about custom stuff, and then I found out people were actually doing this as a business, and I'm like, wait a minute, I know how to do this. This is easy. So I looked up the old program that I was using in college because I was so much more familiar with that than I was with Audacity. I hated Audacity. I still hate it. I found it. I bought it. It was like, when I picked it up, it was literally 9 versions later. Like I was using version 2 back in college, and when I bought it, it was like version 9. I'm up to version 11 now, but yeah, it's never failed me. It's always done me good. And I was Fonts by Fours for a little while, and then Brandon Link, he had me join up with Repulse, and it's just been nothing but great things ever since. Been doing this for, if you count the private times I've been doing this, like just for myself and for friends, I've been making fonts for about 6 years.
Nice.
Awesome, dude.
That's awesome.
Back to the comments section. Let's see. Russell is in our house.
Yes, he is.
What's going on?
What's up, guys?
Yeah.
So who does?
Jeremy, do you have a question for Braden? Phoenix Saber Fonts.
Which one's Braden?
That would
Hi, I'm
be.
here.
Hi, Braden. How you doing?
Hi, doing good.
I actually don't know your stuff. That's one of the things like I like about this sort of thing is I get to meet new people and see their get introduced to their new stuff. So I'm gonna actually have to check your stuff out. So
And this is why we do these things, so that
Exactly.
people in the community have an opportunity to see everybody, which, tonight, this is his night to get the forefront. So guys down here, this is the link to his Etsy store. He is an independent Etsy font seller, which is excellent. I encourage that. Fantastic. Got some work on there. Go check him out. Put that in your browsers. Let's jump back to the comments really quick. Let's see. AJ, I'm still so glad that the style came out as well as it did. Profi is fun. Jeff Birch is going to hurt me. Profi.
Profi. It's
Profi. It's Profi.
Profi.
It's Profi.
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 Potato.
And I can feel the target going in my head right now.
I know.
I thought the two F's.
Megtooth Sabers' ears are ringing. Profi's fun, but it's a headache and a half. Yeah, I'm getting a Profi Saber here at the end of November, and that's going to be an adventure. I'm looking very forward to joining up with Mike over here and figuring it all out.
Yeah.
I've installed a few Profis, and I've installed a couple, and I'm still not used to the programming part, right? When I installed mine, it was like I kept it at the base part. I haven't actually gone in and changed blade styles and stuff like that. It's still set on the natural fonts, so.
Isaac, Braden, little green one going on my saber, baby.
Thank you very much. And it actually has 2 versions to it. So I think I only demo 1 version. There's a little secret version in there.
Nice. Easter eggs. You gotta love the Easter eggs. The freaking extras folder.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Chris says Praffy. Ma. Praffy. And AJ, Profi. We're going to argue about Profi for the rest of the night. I see it. And Cole says ride or die Profi here. I don't know, man. I like my CFX and I like the Golden Harvest, to be truthful. I mean, I'm going to give the Profi this much. It's got one heck of a smooth swing sensitivity. I mean, it's butter. It's really
very
buttery.
nice, yeah.
CFX has this terrible habit that when you change your direction, it won't chip or skip. It won't be like if you have an incomplete hum file. It'll be like it switches to a completely different one without any kind of transitionary period at all. It'll be like and so CFX is real bad about that. But
I was hoping I'd be able to contribute to the CFX conversation, but I had a CFX Saber ride yesterday. But here is the chassis about 5 minutes after I got it.
Oh no!
Hold on. Boom. Show us.
Yeah, so it's kind of a little bit split right there.
Oh no!
So I'll be sending this back to him.
Oh man.
He said he'd fix it though, but yeah. The way I wanted it was, I wanted it actually compatible with LGT, so you can see the little spots here. So I could actually pop it into like a Dark Hope Saber.
Okay.
But the way he did it was, this side back here is all open so he could get this spot in. But it was just too weak to the point where it snapped clean in half right where all this stuff was kind of open.
Can you hold that up to the camera for us? Show us where it got split.
So you can kind of see it's inverted and it's messing with me. So it got split like right down the middle, right where it went to like a semicircle.
Okay.
So I will.
I'm sorry.
Get that fixed. That's all good.
Oh, no.
He said he'd fix it, so he was super cool about it and apologized. But...
And that's what it's all about.
Things happen. If people are good customer service, that's the thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I just finished doing
see.
a repair on one of my Sabers, so.
Russell, if I can I gotta say it with the accent. If I can figure out the Profi, anybody can. Love you, Russell.
Yeah.
Cheetos in the house. AJ, I know a guy that I go to Disney with, and he preferred CFX for so long until I made him a config on Profi. It changed his whole outlook after that. Again, I'm not going to take anything away from it because on a showmanship level, like if you're gonna be like if you're gonna go to like a little festival downtown or something, and you have people like in my town, like the next town over, we have like a first Friday of the month thing where they got street performers. Every shop is open. They got vendors on the street. You got food. You got performers. We even have like a fire juggler. You could easily get out there and just walk the street with a lightsaber, and you will draw a crowd. And I think, honestly, if you're out there and it's dark, and you've got a couple of saber buddies and you got Profi sabers with the blade styles tuned in and all your favorite fonts, timed, like, for example, Braden, when you showed us, what was it? The detonator.
Yeah,
With the blade style. Oh my God, you got the seismic charge. You got that dialed in, and you're out live in public showing people that with that blade style banging, dude. You're gonna draw a crowd, and I think Profi's very, very, very good about that with customizing blade style. So I'm not gonna take anything away from it. Sir Faz is with us tonight. Golden Harvest, though, hey, I'm with you, Faz. I'm with you. Absolutely.
I still need to try Golden Harvest. It's definitely the next board I'm going to try after I can get my CFX working. That's definitely next on my list. I've heard tons of good things about it.
Well, what's
You're
really
talking to a
nice.
Golden Harvest installer here.
Yes.
I love that board. I just finished doing an install on it today. Another one. So it's so easy to wire up. It's so easy to, play around with and install fonts and everything. So yeah, it's very user friendly, I find.
Yeah.
No, Russell, we didn't. It wasn't you, bro. It was the way you typed out it was the PROU that just kind of made me say "proud." That's what it was. Cole is calling Jeremy here, thinking he's working on something cool. What you got, man?
Jeremy, something cool.
Right now, I'm actually going to about drill this saber out for a crystal chamber. This will have some damage right here, and the crystal chamber will show. This is actually just going to be a display saber for a guy at work. So it's going to, no sound, just light up the crystal chamber.
Right.
So,
Nice.
Yeah, it's
So,
going to be fun.
Chris says he wants a Tron Blade. So we got 15 left on the clock. Braden, what I'm going to do, comment section, if you guys can continue, pouring in your questions, we'll get to them all. Braden, I'm going to give you the floor for the next 15 minutes. If there's anything you want to talk about, anything in Star Wars land, anything in Saberland you want to mention, anything about yourself, your Etsy page, maybe some stuff that you're going to be working on in the future that you would like to talk about, the floor is yours, my dude.
All right. I really don't know where to start, but I think the main thing that I'm kind of looking forward to and excited for is I finally, so I started doing font commissions a few months ago, and then in the span of 3 weeks, I completely filled my commission. I was getting a commission a week, and so I finally was able to close my commissions after months of nothing, which I didn't really expect anything soon. But then I had a company ask for a custom font, and then I had two individuals ask for fonts. So I'm really excited to start working on those. I just finished up one of them, and that's got the seismic charge. So I really do try to make all of my fonts have a little bit of just something unique that makes them stand out. I've got a seismic charge effect on the font commission that I just finished up with the little green one, the Yoda one I have. That one has two versions. I don't know if any of you are familiar with it, but the Lego Yoda death sound from, I think it was Complete Saga, that Lego game?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I actually was able to make that mood swing. So the swings were that scream. And so that's just stuff like that. That's kind of the things where I like to focus on my fonts to make them stand out.
Awesome.
Because like a lot of fonts, like I'm not going to be able to make. You know, I've got no experience in sound design. I'm figuring everything out myself. I'm not going to make this amazing, font. So I like to make something that's unique, and that's what's going to make my font stand out. So, all of my fonts have something pretty out there that helps it stand out. So that's where I like to focus a lot. But it does take a little bit because actually thinking of something takes way longer than actually making it. But yeah, I'm really excited for these font commissions. And then I've also got a 3 free fonts that I'm going to release in a font package. I'm going to have a Jedi, a Sith, and then a neutral variant. And so I'm going to be releasing that for free. I have no idea how I'm going to release it. It's nearly finished. I've actually just sent the font off to a few YouTube friends, and they're going to start doing some reviews on that. And so as soon as those reviews get posted, I'm going to drop the link for the download. So I'm really excited to drop those fonts. I'm really excited for these font commissions. So
Nice.
I'm really excited.
You're going to find,
Awesome, dude.
in my experience, you're going to find that the more commissions you do, the more people are going to push you outside of your box. They're going to push you outside of your comfort zone. And what's going to make you better is rising to that challenge. And I'm going to kill 2 minutes of your time here, and I'm going to tell this story because I've only told this story once, and I was actually when I was a guest on Kyber Cave, I was able to tell this story. It was really cool. I had a customer, Barry Lum, if y'all know Barry. Freaking
Barry, yep.
awesome guy. He commissioned me to make a Darksiders themed font, and I went in and I played through some Darksiders, and I was like, how in the blazing blue freak am I going to deliver this? So I talked to Barry for a little while. I mean, the whole thing start to finish was completely open communication because I told him straight off in the beginning, how do you want this? And he's like, dude, you do you. Like he gave me some things here and there that he wanted, and that was delivered. Certain quotes here and there, certain sounds that have to be in place in a certain spot. Like there was one sound he really liked that had to be a clash, so it was there. But the rest, I mean, he more or less told me, get creative. And I had to go in and literally discover some new things about the program I purchased to meet his needs. And there was a lot of trial and error. There was a lot of... He pushed me way, way outside my comfort zone, like way outside. Like as soon as you said there were certain fonts that you don't think you could do, that's exactly what I was thinking back then. Like how the freak am I going to do this? It was literally just go until I did. I mean, it goes so far beyond fake it till you make it. It's you keep discovering your own talent. You keep, every new font is an experience. That's what makes the canon stuff easier every time. But when you get a guy like Barry who pushes you to be your best, I gotta say that was one of the most. And this was early. This was far beyond. This was way before Smooth Swing. I mean, this was back in the CF8 days. And that was a hard freaking font to make.
That's when I came in.
Yeah, it tells you how old I am. And that was hard. Like I had to make that game does not have anything you can make a hum out of. I had to make that hum from scratch, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me with this!" And he was happy. And I communicated with him the whole time, like, "Is this good? Is this good?" And we tweaked, and he was challenging, but he was awesome, and I would happily build another font for him. Here we are a few years later, but it's just experiences like that. You're gonna find things out about your programs. You're gonna find things out about yourself. that you didn't know, and you're going to be so much a better font maker for it when you come out of those hard ones. You really are.
Yeah, that reminds me a lot of the one I did for Johnny for Dark Wolf Sabers.
Mm.
I mean, he wanted a wolf sounding, like he wanted a Dark Wolf font, and he wanted it wolf sounding, and sent me a few YouTube videos. I can't remember the exact movie, but he sent me a bunch of clips from these movies, and he wanted like actual wolf sounds for a saber, and I had absolutely no idea how I was going to do a hum. Like, how do you make a hum out of a wolf? How do you, like, how would an ignition work? He also like really wanted a preons as well. And so that was really tricky, and that is what made me start working with preons, because I'd done preons before, but a lot of it was just like energy charge ups, which didn't really have to like perfectly align with your ignition to actually really flow. It was more just like a charge and then they let it all out. But like that font, I really had to work with getting the end of the preon to match perfectly with the beginning of the ignition to get those, like, just so it would flow seamlessly. And that was really difficult, and you are 100% correct. Those difficult ones, like, I learned so much from making that font.
It gets a little easier every time.
Yeah.
It really
Yes,
does.
it
And
really
the same,
does. Truly
and you know, like going to Jeremy, the same has to be said for installing. You know, every board, every wire you put in place, everything you solder together, it gets easier over time.
My first install was on a PVC ROM coda that I made myself. I was using a Dark Wolf Eco board. Now, this was before, like, the Eco boards he has now, like the Xenopixel and even the new RGBX that they have with the spruce swings and everything. The one that I had, it was really eco board. Like, it was, the blaster sounds almost sounded like they cut out halfway through the sound, right? And then the swing, you actually had to really actually swing the saber to actually get a swing sound to actually go. So, but I also remember that first install, I screwed it up so bad. Not so much the actual wiring it, but I grabbed the wrong type of wire and I couldn't even shove it in the hilt. So yeah, and then you go from there to the one I showed a picture to you guys earlier today, where it's all nice and clean, and that took lots of practice. So yeah, it takes time. It takes willing to learn. So, like anything, really.
Yeah, I went back and watched my demo video for the first font I ever made, and very quickly changed that video to unlisted on YouTube and didn't even finish it. Like, it was really bad. It really sounded like just like an electric razor. And that's what it sounded like.
Oh no.
It was rough.
Oh man. Yeah, I've got like 15 more font demos I need to go back and just do new ones of, because just because I'm 40 pounds lighter than I was in those old videos, I'm like, okay, bearded thinner me needs to do a demo now. Ugh.
You can watch your transformation as you lose weight. You can watch that in your demos.
Yeah.
You can
It's
watch
really
it in the
good.
live
That's true.
streams too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say the live streams are more telling than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's really neat, in a sense.
All right, we have 5 more
inspiring.
minutes here. Braden, you want to address anything going on in the Saber community that is happening that pertains to you, or is there any one particular thing you want to promote? Do you want to talk about something upcoming?
Not really. I've pretty much talked about everything I really wanted to bring up.
Nice.
I just support your font makers. Like, seriously, don't rip any fonts that you get from Sabers. Don't take any like under the table download links from your friends. Like, we're doing this because, like, yeah, it's fun, but like we also put a lot of time into this. Taking something that we're selling.
And you're not. The thing is, you guys aren't selling them for much, too.
Yeah, I think my fonts are all $4.99. Like,
In the U.S., maybe.
Poor Jeff.
Oh,
No,
it's
Jeremy
not that
and I.
much more.
No, it's not bad. I looked it up, and I think they're
Probably $5.99 or something like that.
I think they're $6 up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, $6.62 for us up here, which isn't bad.
All right, well, I'm going to wrap up our first hour by saying this. Everybody who's in here right now, if you have not had a chance, go ahead and type this into your web browsers. This is Braden's Etsy store. It's got his fonts on there. Please, please, please support him, support his work. Go check him out. Talk about him on TikTok. Talk about him on Instagram. Share in the Facebook groups, the Reddit, the Discords, whatever you're a part of. Get him some love. Get him some sales. And also, if you haven't had a chance, I'll give everybody just a second to get this copied down, and then go to darkwolfsabers.com, and he has an exclusive sound font just for Johnny that he's sharing with everybody. So, absolutely support him, support all your font makers. And Braden, from all of us, we want to thank you for being here tonight. It was cool to have you.
Thank you very much for having me.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah,
Yes.
you too. Good luck in the install.
Yeah, dude,
anytime you want to pop in every other Saturday, we are here, and you could pop into Jedi Knight Jeff's channel on the following Fridays for the halftime. We call it the Usual Suspects halftime show.
Yep.
So at the 10 o'clock hour, dude, if you want to just hit any of us up and you want to jump in and be part of the conversation, by all means.
And before he leaves, I'd like to from Mike and I'd like to offer you an invitation to join him and I on our upcoming video podcast, Jedi Mind Tricks.
Yeah, let me actually.
Yeah, heck yeah, I'd love to join.
Now, did you want to stay and hang for a little while, or did you have to get going?
Yeah, I've got plenty of time. Got
Okay,
nothing
awesome.
to do.
All right, let's jump. So that's going to conclude our first hour, guys. Let me jump back into the comments section really quick. Get caught up with some things. I sent an invite out to Ark from Kyber Cave. He should be joining us shortly. He's got to take a ride back out to the shop, but then he's going to jump in. Let me. Oh man, I've got like 18 screens up on my end.
I think we all do most nights.
I love hosting this thing, but God, I hate jumping between all these screens. Brandon's always giving me crap about, dude, you need another screen. Like, yeah, well, I need another $485 for another monitor.
Have to put it on my TV or something.
I was gonna say I could do the Dark Wolf thing. I could just throw this on a 100-inch TV,
Right.
right up in front of me.
And you like
Get one of those projector things and just project it to the wall. And you can just,
Dude, that
And
blew
Johnny's
me
like-
away when
That's
he
like
had
in
us
front
on
of
the
the
one
TV
night. He's like, hey, on, let me get you on the screen. You understand? And he turns the camera, and there we all are, like freaking
that's cool.
this 85-inch TV.
Yeah.
God.
We're all
Oh.
to scale.
it's like seeing everybody's
Real
face
life.
Super HD.
I know, man. Freaking that's some TV envy. Oh man. Let's see. Let's jump into the comments. See who's here tonight. Comment section. Sound off if you're still here. Isaac, giving you a shout out there, Ian. Hanging with the crew. AJ, I need to make a card that just has a list of links to the best saber places out there so I can hand it out to people that ask. We get so many questions about them at the parks. Dude, that's a really good idea.
Actually is.
But here's the thing. That would be a very long listed card. I mean, if you want to try to fairly get everybody and not just the mainstreamers,
Yeah.
you know.
It's not a card, that's a scroll.
That's a yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna,
Yeah.
Number 1. For real. Isaac, great idea. People ask me about installers, font makers, etc. Yeah. Yeah. That's what's nice about, a couple of places having multiple creators, Repulse, Saberfont. That's what's really nice.
Russell,
AJ.
you're supposed to stop the ice cream.
Right. It's even worse at parks than normal because everyone's in a rush. It'd be super convenient to just give out a card or QR code.
QR code would be genius. Also, extremely overwhelming for someone new to it. Open it up, you just see your phone just full of links.
Oh,
Right.
Man.
You'd probably think your phone did something funky if it just
I know.
opened up. You just got
Did you just give me a virus?
30.
Very bottom of the list. We'd also like to remind you to get another car warranty.
From year 2006, whatever.
Oh, man. That's ridiculous.
Hey, Sid.
Jeff,
Aaron,
what's going on in your world?
not much. Not much. Life,
Well, that's a
life
hell
is
of a
not
conversation
that.
starter.
Life is not that exciting over here right now.
That's
No.
actually different.
Dealing with the kids in school, I don't have a whole lot of time for anything right now.
Yeah, that's pretty much how. That's
Yeah.
about all it is for the most part.
Right?
Homework, man.
Seriously.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
having kids in grade 1 and they have homework every night.
Except Friday. Well, at least for me.
No, it's every night now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cole says Jeremy should just live stream him working. It's so zen.
Right.
That's,
I've
that's true.
thought about that, but I'm like, no.
You know who does
It
do
would be a
that?
very boring live stream. It'd just basically be me doing this.
No, freaking on Facebook. You know who did that a lot? Travis. Travis did that, and so did Deanna Bellucci.
Yeah, and same with Will does that sometimes too. He'll start a live stream, and basically just give an update on his shop while he's working. So,
Yeah.
but the thing is, I move around a lot. Sometimes I'm I can't really have a camera sitting in one spot while I'm doing something, and plus then you get all eyes on you and don't screw up, don't screw up.
You get multiple cameras right down, magnified
God.
on what you're soldering.
Oh, no, I couldn't
Your
do
phone's
that.
going
No,
off. Ding,
no
ding,
way.
ding, 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 ding. Wrong. Too much solder. Wrong.
Oh, that. Trust me, I'm decent, but I'm not there are guys out there that can do this stuff so quickly, and most of my time I'm sitting there my hands shake? Am I in the right spot? And it takes me time to figure it out, but I don't think I would. The pressure of being on live while doing it would not be fun.
So something that has actually changed, because most of you know that Jeremy and I live in the same, not just the same country, but the same province and the same city.
Just on the opposite side of the cities.
Yeah. So something that's changed for us is this is a thing now.
Hold
Yep.
on.
We have
Hold on.
we have vaccine passports.
Oh, on your phone? Yeah, well, we got it
Yep.
here too. Well, in New York, at least. I don't know.
So we have to, but we took the kids to the mall today
Mhm.
to go to the Lego store, and we had to show our proof of vaccination in order to sit in the mall and have lunch.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Same thing
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, it's getting out of hand, dude.
Honestly, it's there's
Uh-oh.
a certain there's certain things that I look at it as sometimes it's for the greater good, sometimes it's the thing is you probably wouldn't need it if we didn't open up like we did in summer.
Yeah.
Because what had happened was Calgary has what's called the Stampede, the exhibition in Stampede's in July. And the biggest thing is they wanted to open up and basically, have that party, right? Which is fine. Hey, it happens. People want to have a party. Cool. The problem was like that party is basically just, millions of people squished together into no distancing, no nothing, all that sort of thing, right? And because of that sort of stuff, we are now back to like crisis sort of thing. Our hospitals, our ICUs are like over max capacity,
I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a water.
all that sort of stuff. So it's, it's becoming, it's just one big mess up here is what it is.
Oh yeah.
And the thing is, I have zero problems with this passport thingy. I have no problems with it.
No.
It's not that hard to do. It's not that hard to, I basically pull it up on my phone and it's this. Done.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No problems.
I agree.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, they made it so that restaurants have to do it, or they can't have dine-in service.
Yeah, you got to pick up otherwise.
So you can still work, but you're basically either delivery or pickup, and that's it. It's only really for dine-in service, or if you're wanting to go in and do stuff like eat at the mall or stuff like that. So,
right.
And it's becoming.
It's one of those. It's one of those things where it is what it is.
That's what it is what it is. It doesn't. It takes 2 seconds to do.
Yeah. Honestly,
it's not. It's people are up in arms for it, and I'm like, I have no idea why you are. Like, it's.
Well, I mean, I'm fully vaccinated. My wife is fully vaccinated, but she had an adverse skin reaction to both doses of the vaccine. So
yeah.
If they were to make a booster mandatory up here, she wouldn't get it because she's had adverse side effects. So that would.
But what version did you have?
We had, I can't remember what she had.
Moderna.
I think so.
Yeah, my wife had issues with Moderna too. I had Pfizer and had zero issues at all.
See, and I had Moderna and Pfizer.
My arm hurt for a day, and that's it.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, I've got friends that can't get it. So I mean, they get exemption letters, which is fine. But I mean, realistically, it should be your own choice, right?
It should be your own choice, but like the whole thing is, every choice has
consequences.
And honestly, if it comes down to your health, like the people complaining about going out to eat, why are you, if you're not vaccinated? I have never had an issue. It goes round and round. There's no convincing people not to, and there's no convincing people to. It's gotten to that point where it's just, they have their own ways of speaking stuff, and I have mine. It's just too hard to argue anymore.
Everybody, look at the puppy.
Where's the puppy? Oh,
Hey,
There's
puppy.
puppy. There's puppy. Oh, look at the puppy.
blending in,
Oh,
blending into the darkness. So cute.
who's a good little Sith Lord? Who's a good little Sith Lord?
Sith Lord. Are you a Sith Lord?
Oh, there's two there are.
They're already dressed like a Sith Lord. They got the all black. Like,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
always two there are.
good choice. Good choice.
That's right.
And you
That's
and
right.
you have two dogs.
No more, no less.
Yeah, Harper's down there looking at me like, why can't I be on camera? Here, here, go get your... Oh.
Anyways,
Come here, Harper. Come here, Harper. Come here, Harper.
Jeremy, we need to do lunch.
yes, we do.
Did you guys ever meet in person?
Not yet.
Dude, I wish I
Our
could meet you guys.
Our schedules have not synced up yet.
We gotta get this planned in January.
Yes, we do.
Uh-oh. Did I lose him?
There.
Awesome. There we
Where'd
go.
he go?
There he is.
Okay.
I actually just
Lost you
came
for a
back
second.
on because I got to go get dinner for everybody. So, anyways,
All right.
it was good seeing you guys.
Yeah, dude. Always
I'll
good to see you.
probably, if you guys are still on, I'll probably pop by later.
Nice seeing you, dude.
Info.
It's
Talk
very
to you
nice,
later.
very nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
All right. So Arc is coming, but I want to jump into Visions. I'm ready to jump into Visions.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, whoever
Yeah.
mean-
Comment section. Y'all have had a couple of weeks to
digest.
do this thing, so
Yeah.
we gonna talk Visions.
We
gonna
are.
talk business.
We are.
I see you. Hello. So I'm gonna start because freaking a lot of people. I don't know. I'm hearing a lot of the same opinions. It's like, oh, the duel. The first one. Oh, that was the best one. That was the best one. No. So I'm
Far
gonna
from it.
tell you. I'm gonna tell you which one really had me, and it's actually shocked a lot of people. But I have my reasons. Number one, get down.
Number one,
Get down.
Get down.
Get down.
Get
Damn.
down.
Yeah, or is that a dance thing?
Jungle Boogie.
Get down.
La Pinocho was my favorite, and I'm going to tell you why.
Oh, nice.
Because I am a fan of. I'm a huge Tenchi Muyo fan. I am an old. I mean, if any of you guys used to watch, it was on Adult Swim for a little while, when it just got started back in the 2000s, but. Tenchi Muyo has been around since the mid 90s as an anime, and I think there are things about La Pinocho that really takes after Tenchi. Tenchi is your typical. So back then, Tenchi was your typical, boy from outer space, lives with an Earth family, posing as Earthlings, but they're really. But they're really aliens, and Tenchi's whole family was traditional Japanese, because I guess mom fell in love with dad, and dad was an alien. Mom was an alien. Dad was from Earth. So like everything about Tenchi, they had lightsabers, they had it all, but it was completely samurai shogun style. And of course, it had its people today call it furry. If an animal takes on a humanesque form, it's called a furry. And of course, furries have been given a terrible reputation because, a lot of people, a lot of sickos like to take it into a perverted place. But honestly, a lot of early anime had animal human-esque influences, and La Pinocho was it got pegged. It got pegged hard by a lot of people as calling, oh, the weebs are out and they're all about their furries and they're all nasty. No, La Pinocho was not a furry anime. I'm sorry. It was very Tenchi Muyo. They did a very good job. I enjoyed it very much. I thought the story was good. I thought out of all of the stories that were acted out, it probably had the second or third best voice acting to it. I didn't get a chance to watch it all in Japanese, but out of all the episodes, that one was much more passable in terms of acting. And then followed up by T Obi-Wan. And the reason I like T Obi-Wan so much, and nobody understood this, I kept hearing a lot of Pinocchio. Oh, it's such a Pinocchio story. Oh, it's Pinocchio. Look, it's Geppetto. No. Jeff, Jeff, I expect to know this. T Obi-Wan was a beautiful, beautiful mix between Mega Man and Astro Boy.
I was gonna say you're gonna
T
say Astro
Obi-Wan
Boy.
was Astro Boy so much, but there was Mega Man
Legit.
in there. If you know Mega Man's story, besides just picking a boss and fighting, Mega Man had a story, and it was and Mega Man was loosely based upon Astro Boy, but T Obi-Wan was very much Mega Man and Astro Boy, and I loved their approach with that. I was laughing when I heard Pinocchio. I was like, nah, that's Astro Boy. Even my dad caught it. And he's like, Astro Boy. He knew. Everybody who remembers Astro Boy knows. And Astro Boy is an old, and I'm talking about, you want to talk about an original anime? Astro Boy is original. I mean, that everyone says, oh, Akira, Ghost in the Shell. Those are not original animes.
Yeah.
Those are not original. No. I'm gonna take you back. I'll take you back to Bubblegum Crisis. I'll take you back to Ixer 1, and I'll take you back to Astro Boy. That's where it's from. And holy crap, dude. It was good stuff. So yeah, those two really, really stood out. I liked the what was it, the Village Bride. That was fun. It was really good. And I don't know. It seems like everybody's favorites just kind of seem a little stereotypical to me. Like I wasn't like the Twins were cool. Twins was cool, but in comparison to a lot of the others, the Twins was a neat story, but the animation style was straight out of G Gundam, and G Gundam was fun, but G Gundam was poorly animated, not great character design, and the Twins did not have very good animation sequences or character design. It was really choppy, and they're blocked off, and like they could have done better, but that's just one man's opinion. Jeff, what did you enjoy?
I think my top two episodes they've already been mentioned in the comment section. Was The Elder and The Ninth Jedi. I actually enjoyed that. That kind of reminiscent of Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon with the Jedi Master and the Padawan in The Elder at the beginning, where they go back and forth in the ship. That was very reminiscent of Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. The Ninth Jedi was just a cool kind of story where lightsabers have been outlawed and they're trying to restore the Jedi Order, and all of a sudden all these what you thought are Jedis that have been brought in are actually Sith Lords. And the only thing that I wasn't cool with in that episode was the lightsaber switching colors when depending on who was holding it, right? When it was the Sith guy had it, it was red, and then that guy jumped out of the robot body and grabbed the lightsaber and it became green. And I'm like, that's not how this works, people. But other than that, I thought those were fantastic episodes.
I remember some old stories, like, after the original trilogy, people were, I don't know if it was books or just fanfic or something, but that's not the first time I've heard of that. I mean, I remember having conversations with cousins when I was really young about lightsabers changing colors depending upon if you're good or bad or whatever.
Is that like a Legends thing?
I don't know. I don't know where it actually came from. If anybody in the
Link is saying it.
Oh, okay, hang on. I see him. So in Legends it did. Okay.
Okay.
Remember him mentioning it, I think.
Yeah. It's been mentioned
Well,
before.
and I mean, in The Elder, it was kind of cool that David Harbour, from Stranger Things and the new Hellboy, is the Jedi Master, the voice of the Jedi Master in the English version.
Awesome. I did not know that.
Yeah, some of the actors that were in the cast on that were actually really surprising. Like even with the duel, Brian T, who was, I think he was DK in Tokyo Drift. Yeah, he was. In that Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift is Ronin, and Lucy Liu is the Umbrella lightsaber Sith. So, I mean, they got some fairly big name actors to do the voices for Visions in the English versions. So,
Which
it was impressive.
It's impressive, but to me that's disappointing because the anime world has a phenomenal group of studios that can do voiceover and have had an opportunity. I mean, right where you are in Canada, Jeff, you've got probably one of the best dubbing companies in the world, the Ocean Group. Super talented people. They've been they did the original, the first English shot of DBZ back in the early 90s. Like that's how far back Ocean Group goes. Ranma 1/2, anything Rumiko Takahashi had her hands on.
Yeah.
Ocean Group was on top of it. They're just trying to think. Outside of Ranma, there was one that was Inuyasha. Thank you, Inuyasha. They were all over that. Just a great group, and I'm between them. There's a studio in New York. There's a studio, Funimation. Nobody reached out to Funimation. I was real surprised at that. Funimation should have been involved in at least one of those episodes. They've come a long way in 22 years now, beyond just DBZ. Funimation should have been in it.
I do think it was cool that, I mean, nobody really, we've seen a couple of negative comments about Tatooine Rhapsody, but I think it was cool that you couldn't have anybody other than Tamira Morrison now do the voice of Boba Fett, and they had him do Boba Fett in that episode.
That was pretty cool.
And actually, the main character in that episode was voiced by Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
Now that I did not know.
Yeah. I was shocked by that too because it doesn't sound like him.
See, Will knows. Ranma and Inuyasha, he knows. I see you. You know.
Let's see.
Inuyasha was entrance to anime.
Oh my gosh, dude.
That and Full Metal Alchemist.
My entrance to anime, no lie, was on the Sega CD. It's a game called Lunar the Silver Star. And after that, I was like, what is this animation style? And my very first anime I ever watched after that was Bubblegum Crisis. So, yeah, dude. 80s anime.
I didn't really consider Astro Boy anime until you mentioned it. But other than that, I guess my introduction to anime is Star Wars Visions. Unfortunately.
Hey, don't worry about it, dude.
I didn't know Astro Boy was an anime. The Astro Boy that I know is the animated movie, because that came out around the time I was growing up. So I didn't even know it was an anime. And
yeah,
extended my anime 3 episodes of Visions, and then one season of the original Pokemon show.
Oh my gosh.
Is Pokemon considered
Yes, Pokemon is anime.
Oh,
it was made in Japan.
All in on that. So at least I got that in my bag.
Preston, what'd you get to see? Nata. Are you muted, bro? Yes, you are. Boom.
My bad. I didn't get to see anything.
Ah.
I failed.
Well, your homework assignment for tonight, once we're done, is for you to turn on Disney Plus and start watching it.
Yeah. Might be.
Braden, you're the guest for the night. What were your thoughts?
I have watched 3 episodes. One of them
Okay.
I watched today. I've watched up until the twins. And so that's why I said that the Duel was my favorite, because I've only seen the first 3.
You'll see the others.
I'm very confident that my opinion will change, considering how a lot of people are taking the mid, like 3 to 5, those episodes. But I haven't seen all of it yet. I'm still kind of working it on. I'm chipping my way through it one episode at a time.
It seems like a lot of people are really just more or less taking their time with this. You know, it's not everybody's cup of tea. Anime is not everybody's cup of tea, and it's one of those things, unfortunately, that depending upon who you talk to, it just gets a bad rap. You know, a lot of people are like, "Oh."
Sorry, I don't even think it's that. I think it's every other Disney Plus show that we've gotten up to this point has been an episode a week. And Star Wars Visions came out and they dumped everything at you at one time.
They Netflixed us.
They did. Which I think threw a lot of people off. So maybe some people didn't realize at first that all 9 were released on the day that it came out. So
yeah, I think just with the way it all went down, though, I think if they were doing one a week, especially with the reaction from a lot of the folks in the community, they wouldn't have done that well. I mean, the fact that they brought it out all at once is probably the better way to go, because I mean it's easy to see just from the comment section alone. The Tatooine Rhapsody lost a lot of people. I mean, it's almost like they took it as an insult. And to be truthful, I really didn't think it was that bad. It was a nice little break between the serious stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I actually had to watch that one twice because I fell asleep halfway through it the first time around.
Careful with the water there. Don't spit it out.
For real, dude. I got through it. I probably won't watch it again, but I mean, I'm not gonna hate on it. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't the best episode, but it wasn't terrible.
No, and I mean, it is 9 completely different stories. There's no carry on from one episode to the next. So
right, and
I think that's
from different studios.
Yeah, and I think that's why they dumped it all on us at one time, is because there was not a story arc that they need to flesh out through all the episodes. It was just one episode of one story per episode. So
I really wish they would have been a little more diverse with their choice of animation companies. I think Studio Clamp would have knocked it out of the park. Clamp is one of the most beautiful animation companies in the world. I think who the heck else? The people who did Sword Art Online, they would have done a great job. I don't know. There were some episodes that had a lot of hype and excitement, and visually they didn't deliver. Twins is one of them.
Yeah.
Although the reaction to Twins on Facebook was hilarious. Just the amount of folks going on about, why are they fighting in space? Why are they breathing?
Yeah, the whole like,
because it's anime, that's why.
And when she becomes General Grievous's daughter, like, come on now.
My response to that is, you're criticizing a movie series about space wizards with laser swords who can move things with their minds.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't really expect everything to be realistic. Like,
Right.
they're gonna bend reality a little bit.
Yeah, this is true.
You know, especially after Leia Poppins was able to force fly her way back to the ship. Let's not forget that.
Hey,
I'm Mary
man.
Poppins, y'all.
Hey, man.
That's
Mary
what I was
Poppins, yo.
The Force works in real life, didn't you know? Every time I
It's
go to
not how
Walmart,
Force
I go
works.
like this and the door's open.
I do that at the grocery store.
I wanted to the grocery store.
I am a Jedi.
I remember the first time I did that with my kid. Oh, I felt like such a hero. I was like, stand back.
I closed the microwave yesterday with my shoulder kind of quick, and my son was like just walking by, and then he turned his face, and I knew he was about to look. I kind of like closed it, and I went like, and he's like, and I'm like, yeah, buddy, and he's like, can I try that? And I'm like, I guess you can. He's like, open it again, and I'm like, wait, you saw that? He's like, I figured that's how you did it. And I'm like, oh, thanks for the confidence.
Right.
Max says he does the mind trick thing at the store.
My trick. You will
Love
give
it,
me a better
dude.
price.
Oh gosh.
Oh boy.
It's an unwritten rule to do that.
You have to.
It was
It's
like
kinda
the
like-
kid in the Volkswagen commercial in the Darth Vader costume when he's concentrating on the
Man.
like that was the greatest commercial ever. That was
It was.
validation for every Star Wars fan in the world.
You will give me free groceries. You will stop calling me. This mom.
If anybody remembers Chad Vader, you will bring us a
yeah.
basket of bread. Unlimited breadsticks. Use the Isaac, you're the best.
That's your
Constantly.
car alarm going off.
Oh man.
It's not.
So
that.
yeah, I mean, if as an entire series, start to finish, like out of all of them, some hit it, some missed it. I think I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. A couple of them I'll go back and watch again just for the heck of it, but it was all right, And not
It was-
every Star Wars series is going to be a home run.
No. I just take it as it was a nice little teaser to the end of December when we get the Book of Boba Fett. Right? It kept
Book
us
of Boba is going to be interesting.
that show is going to be amazing, I think.
I'm
My
kind of
worry
curious
is
if
that
we're going to
people-
get some Django passed in there.
I think so.
But my worry is that people are going to get like too hyped, especially after Mandalorian season 2. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. Like with Luke's entrance, like and Ahsoka, we get to see Bo-Katan. So many of like characters converted from the animated shows and the return of characters. I'm afraid that people are going to have too high of expectations, and that shows that are good in their own right are going to get overshadowed by Mandalorian or Kenobi or like these other shows. That's what I'm worried about.
I think that was
I don't
the
know.
problem with Bad Batch.
Yeah,
Bad
prime
Batch.
example.
Bad Batch was a good story by itself, and one thing I noticed about the crowds was that they were too ready for a guest appearance. They're like, oh, they're going to bring in this person. They're going to bring in that person. They're going to bring in Mace. Oh, we're going to see what happened to Mace Windu. No, this isn't about what happened to everybody else.
No.
This is about the Bad Batch,
Yeah.
and hopefully if Mando season 3 isn't just a great big lead up to another super guest appearance. I mean, come on. Star Wars has got to stop doing this.
Right.
Writing stories to lead up to a great big shocker. That's why I'll be perfectly honest with you. That's why I hated Rogue One so much. Because Rogue One was already boring as freak. and then it led up to a Vader hallway scene, which was literally the only reason why anybody watched the movie in the first place.
Yep.
Prime example. Vader hallway scene. They might as well have called the movie Vader hallway scene.
What an awesome
See,
scene.
and that's, I mean, it was a cool scene, but I mean, we've talked about this before. You're not a fan of Rogue One. I am a fan of Rogue One because the story of how Princess Leia came to possess the Death Star plans was something that I wanted to see fleshed out a little more. Right? It was one of those big mystery things for 40 years. So I was more than happy to sit through that movie because it gave it kind of completed that storyline, right? And that's what it was for me. So, but I don't know if you were in the stream last week when we talked about Book of Boba Fett coming out and that the episode names for all 8 episodes got leaked.
Really?
You didn't know that? So you must. Okay.
I've been on call for 6 straight days.
Okay. So the 8 episode titles got leaked for the Book of Boba Fett. Episode 1 is called The Champion. 2 is The Assassin. 3 is The Syndicate. 4 is The Battleground. 5 is The Homeworld. 6 is The Warlord. 7 is The Showdown. And 8 is The Hunter.
Aw, they don't have an episode called I Survived the Sarlacc Pit?
No. But with Homeworld, I almost wonder if we're going to see Mandalore in live action.
Ooh, wouldn't that be cool?
So
That's interesting. My mind went to Camino and like, how are they going to do that with, in the Bad Batch? But then Mandalore, I didn't even think of that. My mind went to.
Well, even though Boba Fett is a clone of Jango Fett and he's unaltered, in the Mandalorian, when he comes face to face with Bo-Katan, he doesn't consider himself a clone. He considers himself Mandalorian.
Yeah, because he's an exact clone of Mandalorian. So
yeah, because he's unaltered. So he doesn't consider himself a clone. He doesn't consider Camino his home planet. He considers Mandalore his home planet.
Yep.
So I think that'll be interesting.
Yeah, that'd be awesome to see Mandalore in live action.
Right? And who is the Warlord? With everything that we've got coming out. I mean, we've already talked about the fact that Disney does those big teases with Star Wars. So are we going to get Thrawn in Book of Boba Fett?
I think if we're gonna get Thrawn, it's gonna be in Ahsoka.
Yeah.
But they might tease it in as a flashback in Book of Boba Fett.
Maybe.
So.
Liam.
Baby Jabba is the warlord.
I just saw that too.
Yeah, whatever happened to Jabba's son?
Yeah.
Nah, who knows?
What was his name again? Stinky?
Stinky. That's what Ahsoka called him, was Stinky.
Is that what Ahsoka called him?
Yeah, Stinky.
Yeah.
Ahsoka was the best.
Right? What do you mean was? Still is.
She's dead.
She's dead.
It's just a great.
Like what?
Yeah, right.
Oh, man.
It's like, oh man, she died.
Yes.
I gotta put you back. Okay.
I got the pup.
Come on, you. Let's go.
I still don't see the pup. Oh, there it is.
He's got a
So-
few pictures.
So I got to ask Preston, after last week, did you lock your cats in a separate room?
Yes.
The cat
Yes.
banned from the stream room.
Yes. They're banned from the area while I'm streaming.
They're banned
Yeah.
from anywhere Preston is.
All of my cats. Like, so what's up, Aaron? We the white one we have, the newest one to the bunch. She's quickly taken to being my cat a lot more than my wife's cat, and my wife's mad about it. Like she's the cat that you see in the videos that like tries to get up on my desk when I'm doing stuff, tries to get in my face when I'm doing stuff. Like, yeah, she's the nuisance.
Oh, not broken closet tracks.
I hate those.
Oh, I took my daughter's closet completely off. Just this tracks just weren't holding anymore. I think they got bent. I was like, screw that.
Uh-oh.
Just put some beads up on it.
Right?
Right?
Really?
Yeah, I hate those. I hate those doors on trucks.
Jeff, you're in charge. I gotta take a dog out.
All right.
And I'm gonna go grab
Take it out.
water real quick.
All right. Yeah, so
What's
we've
up,
talked Rota the Hutt. Oh. Oh, they're saying that Rhoda the Hutt from Tatooine Rhapsody is Jabba's son. Maybe. But then why would Jabba want to try and kill him? Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah. My thoughts, going back to Visions, I kind of liked the, I don't know why. Like, I know that's not how it works. I kind of like the whole changing color thing in the Ninth Jedi. Like, when I saw it, I was like, I had to I went back like a little bit, like a 1 minute. And I'm like, did I just see it change color? Like, I didn't understand, you know? And then I kind of rewatched it, and I'm like, all right, like, I kind of understand it. It's not really, that's not canon. But, you know, a little bit homage to Legends maybe. And, like, I kind of like the idea behind it.
But here's the thing with Star Wars Visions, that color changing thing, depending on who's holding it, now is canon.
So now,
Right?
in the future
Just like an
movies,
umbrella lightsaber is canon.
Oh God, yeah. In the future movies now, if they do the changing color thing, it's going to be tricky. But yeah, it almost like reminds me of like what's this movie? I didn't see it, but I saw a trailer for it with Tom Holland and Daisy Ridley when they're on a planet. Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
No.
They're on a planet. Preston, I think you're
I
nodding.
know what you're talking about, but I can't remember the name.
I didn't see the movie. I forgot the name of the movie. But basically, she lands. She's like from somewhere else, and she's like, "What's going on here?" And like, basically, every man, you can see their thoughts. You know. So what I'm saying is like, you can technically like tell, you know, just by looking at lightsaber color, like kind of what the person's like, and I guess that's all right. But
So kind of off topic, but kind of on topic. Has anybody seen Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds?
Not yet.
Not
Nope.
yet.
Tuesday.
Oh, it's on Disney Plus.
Is it?
It is.
I'll have to.
It is. It is on Disney Plus, and
That's why.
so I mean, the movie's been out for a while, but
it's on Disney Plus. I'm going to watch it. Like
it's on Disney Plus.
After the stream and after party,
Free?
I'll be like, "Oh yeah, Free Guy's on," and then
because we watched it last night on Disney Plus with the kids, and I'm not going to tell
How
you
was that?
where or when, but there's a scene where Ryan Reynolds comes up with Captain America's shield, and they cut to Chris Evans, and he spits out food, and he's like, "What the shit?" and then later in the movie, Ryan Reynolds ignites a lightsaber. And both of those moments, my one son, we had to pick his jaw up off the floor because he thought that was the coolest thing ever.
Awesome.
Was seeing Captain America's shield, Ryan Reynolds have Deadpool having Captain America's shield, and ignite a lightsaber.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be on Disney Plus. Like I saw a post somewhere yesterday, and I'm going to be watching that tomorrow. Like the first time I got time, I'm watching it. I wasn't able to go to the theater, but.
And it was a really good movie. And what's funny is my wife and I just went and saw it in theaters like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And now it's on Disney Plus, and I'm like, seriously, I paid like $100 to go see that movie in theaters, and I could have sat at home and watched it for free. But I mean, it was good. I mean, I've seen it more than once now, but I did really enjoy it. But
yeah, I'll watch it tomorrow too.
No, it's. I mean, definitely Nathan and Nick would enjoy it. It might be a little much for Nick at times, but
no, he doesn't really get that stuff. Nathan, he's your kid's age. He watches all these like video game guys. He knows who all of them are. Like I saw a couple of clips. I'm addicted to I don't know, on YouTube, everything just comes up. Like Free Guy. Like I don't know how all this stuff ended up on my stream or whatever you call it, my feed. Like Titans, like Free Guy, like everything that I haven't seen, like is there. So I see
it's
clips.
Because your phone. It's because your phone listens to you.
Yeah, I'm like, no. I'm like, I didn't see this yet. So I've seen some of the clips, and I know the one you're talking about with at the end. But a lot of these guys he's seen. I don't know all their names, but I know Ninja is one of them. Not me, but Ninja the gamer. There's so many like. I know he knows all of them, so he would like it.
See, and you're a braver man than I to let your 6-year-old play Xbox with you. I mean, sometimes. I have a PlayStation, and my kids have not. I have not gone there.
It's select few things. They're very little games, like 2 of them maybe.
Right.
Like Lego and all that.
Yeah. Welcome back.
She went outside, thank God.
We just talked about these guys didn't know Free Guy was on Disney Plus.
Oh, okay. I heard something about PlayStation and Xbox.
I have failed again.
Yeah, Free Guy is now available for streaming on Disney Plus. We watched it with the boys last night.
Any good?
Oh, I've seen it twice.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
I went and saw it in theaters.
Oh, jeez.
And we were just talking. We were just talking about the Captain America shield and the lightsaber that Ryan Reynolds gets to wield in the movie. And it's a blue lightsaber, in case anyone was wondering.
Nice. They also released. I don't know if you guys saw the something like Lego Star Wars. Something.
Terrifying Tales.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We watched that last night. We watched that last night with the kids.
It wasn't bad. I mean, a lot of different. It's almost like they tried to do a little what if type of thing in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Star Wars.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
It was Star Wars version of What If. It was kind of like a combination of What If and The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror.
Oh, jeez.
Right? Their Halloween episodes that they used to do. It was kind of a combination of that. So, but it wasn't bad. As an adult, Star Wars, Lego. Who doesn't like Lego and Star Wars?
Right.
So, It was enjoyable.
Jeff is in the comments. Jeff Jonathan. He said that the extra footage on Apple Plus. Yeah.
It shows it's for Netflix. That's awesome.
Apple Plus. Oh, there's going to be two. You know, with all the streaming services, you're going to end up paying as much as you pay for cable anyway.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Okay.
And this is the reason why I haven't seen all of Picard yet.
That was actually a really good show. That was way better than I expected it to be.
Yeah, Chris was telling me that Picard is outstanding. So
It was.
I need to find a way to watch it without spending more money.
It's in my opinion, Picard, the first season of Picard, was almost better than the entire series of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Oh wow,
that's saying a lot.
Wow.
it's saying a bunch. Seriously,
Like I was hooked. Like I mean, when I was a kid watching Star Trek: The Next Generation, I was like, man, it's new episode night, not a big deal. But this, I was like, I really want to just wait for every episode to come out so I can binge watch it. So
I wish I'd do that with certain shows. Wait until they all come out and then binge watch them.
I know. We talked about the episode Souls for Titans, right? Yeah, that episode was epic.
This week's episode was just as great.
I have. Yes, Isaac, I said that.
Wow.
I did say that. No, Titans was phenomenal.
Titans every season just keeps getting better and better. Like I thought season 2 was way better than 1.
Yeah.
This season.
And 3 is just every episode is just like I'm like, oh man, the hits just keep coming. I love it.
Well, and Fourzze might be the only one in the room that gets this reference, but with season 2 of Titans Deathstroke, it was nice to see Richie Valence's brother playing somebody else. He hasn't done anything in a long time.
Yeah, and how many DC TV show things? I mean, how many Deathstrokes have we had now? Like 3? How many have we had, Preston? Like 3 or 4 different people play Deathstroke now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In live action, only 2.
No, Cole. It starts out great and gets freaking awesome.
I was gonna say I don't got an answer to that.
Yeah, Cole.
That's
Fourzze is right.
Answer.
Titan starts out great and gets epic.
Within the first literal 3 or 4 minutes, my jaw was on the floor, and it's been that way for 3 seasons.
Seriously.
Because I actually didn't start watching it till the 3rd episode of this season was out, and so I binge watched all that. I was like,
dude.
oh, I can't stop now. And,
Dude, I'm doing that now.
Yeah.
See, and I watched the first season before the second season even came out.
Oh, man.
I
kind of
right after that alley fight with Robin, when he turns to the camera and says those 2 epic words,
Right.
I was hooked. I'm like, this is not your typical DC TV show. This is going to be so much better.
Yeah.
And I really like what Titans does, where it's dark, and like DC Comics are way. I think it captures how dark DC Comics are, and it's like, all right, screw it, we'll make a TVMA show, but like we're gonna make it dark like the comics, and that makes it that much better.
It's raw.
That's
good.
Well, and And I mean that's the way it should be, right? When I mean Batman's one of those heroes that he's not all flowers and puppy dogs. He's dark, he's gritty, he's
I will say
real.
Marvel managed to do it once with Jessica Jones.
Yes.
Jessica Jones got dark Jessica Jones was probably out of the 4 things they brought out for Netflix from Marvel, between Daredevil and all the other stuff, Jessica Jones was my favorite. I was
Really?
edge of my seat with Jessica Jones the whole time. Loved.
See,
Jessica
and I
Jones.
haven't been able to get through the last season of that, and
It was
I
great.
was so upset that they teased us with John Barenthal as the Punisher because he was built for that role.
Yeah, he did great.
And that is the best version of the Punisher that we have ever gotten. And it was, I think it was the best Netflix show that Marvel released. And it was a shame that they canceled that and everything else.
See, Liam knows. Liam knows what's up. Boom.
Yeah, season one was phenomenal. Season 2 was good.
I loved it all.
Or there was only
I
2
loved it
seasons, right?
all. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah,
all.
and I haven't been able to finish season 2, but season 1 was phenomenal.
My wife and I enjoyed Iron Fist.
Oh,
Yeah,
it took me
it was
so
so
long
good
to get
too.
through that.
Yeah, it was like slow starting, but then it
Yeah.
kind of got there, and then
I liked it. I enjoyed it.
I
I
still
really
enjoyed
did.
it. Yeah,
I
I
halfway
really
through.
hated that they ended it all, but it was all because of the Marvel Disney merger. Really, I believe that they ended them all, and that really sucked because a lot of those shows had really good footing to keep going. Like,
Well, they were too.
all-
The problem was that they were too edgy. They weren't the Disney definition of where they wanted Marvel to go.
right.
You can't have a world where you've got a Captain America expecting people to keep their language in check, and then you've got Jessica Jones episode 1 issues. So if you remember the comic, then it was even bigger issues. But yeah,
Right,
I
which
mean,
is
you can't
which is-
you can't mix the two.
well, and I mean it's funny in that with hearing that and then finding out the direction that Disney is going with Marvel. I mean, we're going to get Blade, a reboot on Blade in the MCU,
Which is a shame because the old Blade was okay. The first Blade
Wesley
was
Snipes.
so good.
Yes.
I really wish them the very best of luck getting Wolverine right. I really do. I
Well,
wish them the
I mean,
best of
I'm-
luck.
I'm scared to see what they're going to do because Deadpool 3 is going to be the first time that Deadpool is part of the MCU. The first 2
I'm scared of
movies,
that,
and
too.
I'm scared of what they're going to do with it.
Yeah, but it's still, from what I've understood, it's still able to maintain its R rating. So, whatever.
And that's what I've heard because it's going to be and I mean I think that's why they're doing some of this darker stuff is because they're creating the multiverse, right? So Deadpool and Blade may not be in the same universe as the Chris Evans Captain America. It might be in a darker universe where, spoiler alert for those of you that have not finished What If, the dark version of Doctor Strange that we got in What If, right?
Awesome.
They might be in that dimension or part of the multiverse.
Hey, stop.
Hi guys. I gotta go help my wife a little bit with something.
It's okay. We're gonna jump into after party mode anyway.
Kiddo
So-
got up and
Well, I
yeah.
still got you on screen. All right, everybody. So I want to thank everyone for being part of the usual suspects for another Saturday night. We're going to jump into our after party mode, And we will see you in 2 weeks, and appreciate it. And remember, bread makes you fat.
Makes you
Bread
fat.
makes you fat.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.